Welcome to LifeTalk Now. I'm Mark Crutcher.
And I'm Renee Hobbs. Thanks for joining us today.
Well, we've got, I've always thought, as much as the abortion industry lies, and especially Planned Parenthood and their defenders, you'd think they'd be better at it,
You would think they would have it together by now.
You would think so.
Right.
They're very proficient. Prolific liars, but they appear not to be very proficient at it because they lie in ways that are so easy to identify. I was off sick a couple of days ago, and I was watching one of these daytime political talk shows called The Five, and there's a guy on there named Bob Beckel, who is a longtime ultra-left. He was a campaign manager. He was campaign manager for Walter Mondale back when he ran against Reagan, and so he's a hardcore political activist for the Democrats, who now claims that he's pro-life. He said he found God and that made him become pro-life. He's a liar. He's not pro-life. He's pro-life by the definition that he applies to pro-life, which means he thinks abortion's wrong. Now, that's not the definition of pro-life. The definition of pro-life is you think it should be stopped. It should be illegal, and that the unborn child has a right to life.
Right.
He would never agree to that. So he's lying. But
thanks, Laura.
What?
I'm going to throw that in there. Hi, I love what you are doing. Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, we comment on the stuff that you guys are saying. But anyway, among the other lies that he told, he was defending Planned Parenthood and talking about how Trump should not take funding away from Planned Parenthood. And one of the things he said was that all these poor women would be denied mammograms. Now, Chuck Schumer has come out and claimed that if Planned Parenthood funding is taken away, that millions of women will be denied mammograms that they get at Planned Parenthood. Here's the truth.
Here's the twist of the story.
Right. Here's the other part of the story.
Shocker.
Yeah. Planned Parenthood does not do mammograms.
Period.
They don't do them. The Food and Drug Administration has a list on their website that they update weekly of facilities that do mammograms around the country. They do not list one Planned Parenthood facility because not one Planned Parenthood facility does mammograms. So these people are lying. Bob Beckel and Chuck Schumer are lying through their teeth, and they know they are. They don't care. I think that the pro-aborts lie in ways that they know they can get caught at because they're not worried about it. They know the media will not hold their feet to the fire. If a pro-lifer came out and said something that was this obviously untrue, they'd get caught at it. And they'd get exposed. Not the case here.
Yeah, and I haven't, hey Nora, good seeing you on here. I have an article here as well. It's artificial human life being grown in labs, and there's many tragedies to this story. First off, we're not playing God, we're being God. We have taken his role in creating life, which he can only do, and only him, he can do that. And then also, critics warn that allowing embryos to be grown for science opens the door for designer babies and genetic modification of humans. And so, there again, that's the role of God. I've lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
Well,
Are you okay?
Not really.
Okay.
I'll be all right. The fact is, we are wanting to be God.
Right.
That's the role here.
Right.
And this never ends well.
No, it doesn't end well. It ends in a tragedy.
It always does. And but excuse me, I'm not as well as I thought.
Yeah, this is what he's been dealing with.
Yeah. The fact is, these people realize that if they can go into a petri dish like they're claiming here, they'll be able to create a human being. Mm-hmm. No egg, no sperm.
Right.
They'll create a human being.
Yeah.
The minute they can do that, they can come out into public and say, see, there is no God.
Right.
We can do everything that God can do.
Right.
He doesn't exist.
Right, yeah.
We're God.
Right.
And like I said, excuse me, this does not end well. It will not end well.
Right.
But this is where we're headed with these people.
Yeah, it is. Well, and it also, excuses the whole abortion
Right.
Case that
if we can create life, we can take it.
Well, yeah, and the baby does obviously have a separate DNA, and it obviously has
Right.
totally different, just separate than us, and
Right.
the
Everything
mom.
about the baby is different than the mom.
Right.
Half the time, it's not even the same gender.
Right.
You know, that's where they go with this thing about the baby's part of is part of the mother's body.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. You had 3 children.
Yes.
2 of them are boys. When you were pregnant with your 2 boys, did you have a penis?
No, I don't think so.
Right.
Oh my word.
But think about it. If those 2 boys were part of your body,
Right.
then you did.
Well,
Right?
Well, yeah. I mean, 1 growing in me, 2 growing in me. Yes.
Right. But so obviously they're not part of your body.
Right.
They're separate from your body. They may be at that stage dependent on your body, but they're not your body.
Right.
They're separate from that.
That's right.
Let's expose another lie here that's come up because of something Trump is doing. He's telling Planned Parenthood now, if you will stop doing abortions, we'll continue the funding. Right? Now, doesn't that seem reasonable? I mean, if we say that we're not going to use federal dollars to pay for abortions, and here's an abortion provider that's getting federal dollars, and they say that they're going to be out of business and millions of women are going to be denied health care if they go out of business.
Right.
And he's saying, okay,
You want
stop
money?
your abortion business,
Right.
and we'll continue to fund you.
Right.
That seems perfectly reasonable.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Well, not considering what Cecile Richards had said.
No, they're going berserk over this offer because they know it puts them in a trap. But here's the deal: they claim this is a lie. This is a classic example of figures don't lie, but liars do figure. They claim that only 3% of what they do is abortion. This is an out-and-out lie that was easily disproven. Maybe in numbers, only 3%, but in total income to Planned Parenthood, it was many, many times that. But here's what Planned Parenthood is saying. We won't give up. On one hand, they're going to say, we do all these things to help women, and women are going to be dying if we don't get our funding. And women won't have access to health care if Planned Parenthood goes away. But we don't care if those women die. We're not going to give up 3% of our business.
Right.
That's what they're saying. So those women can just die before we'll give up 3% of our business.
Right.
That exposes them as liars. They are liars. They've always been liars. They will always be liars. That's the only way they can defend what they're doing. But let me tell you about this 3% business and how easily exposed that is. I think pretty much everybody here in the office is baseball fans, and we love the Texas Rangers, right?
Right.
At every Texas Ranger game, I looked it up online. I couldn't believe I actually could find this, but I did. The average Texas Ranger game, they sell 10,000 hot dogs, right? Now, if somebody were to say to you, the Texas Rangers aren't in the baseball business, they're in the hot dog business, right? Because on a given day, they only play 1 baseball game, but they sell 10,000 hot dogs. Now, can you claim from that what the Texas Rangers do is sell hot dogs? Is that why they started the Texas Rangers, was to sell hot dogs?
No.
But that's how Planned Parenthood gets this 3% figure. And again, it goes to that thing, figures don't lie, but liars do figure. And these are the biggest liars on the face of the planet. Sorry about my coughing. Hopefully by Monday when we do our next show, I will be at least close to being well. I don't know if I will be or not. Anyway.
Keep them in your prayers.
Right.
And if you have questions or comments, I have my iPad open. Go ahead and say something, and we'll get your questions answered.
Yep, and if we don't get to it today, which we're almost out of time, if we don't, then we'll try to get to it next week. But we want to hear from you guys. It really means a lot to us to have you comment. Also, I want to remind you, we are in a really tight funding situation right now. I mean, really tight. And we have been for quite a while. I think I've talked to you about it in some of the letters that we sent out. We really need your financial support. So if you could help us out, that would be greatly appreciated. And right now, especially important for us. But anyway, that's our show. And we want to remind you that Life Dynamics is not here to put up a good fight. We're here to win, because winning is how the killing's going to stop. We'll see you next time.